Looked like you had Norris there, kind of back in his old spot. You just tried not to maybe disrupt too much, I guess, with the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, that for a period of time, that line was really good for us, and put him back in his spot. He had a great practice today, skated really well, feeling really good. It's an opportunity where a guy like Norris can just step up, and he could be a big difference maker for us.
Lindy, you've talked a lot going into the series about how there's not going to be a lot of space out there. It's going to be a different kind of game. You see Thompson with no goals in the last 4. It's not a big deal in the regular season. It gets magnified, obviously, here. What have you seen? I mean, we've seen other things from him defensively, block shots. What have you seen about his quest to try to get back on the score sheet here?
Well, I mean, you look at the opportunities in the game, and, a game ago they were talking about how they needed more out of Geekie and more out of Pasternak, and this is the time of the year where, I think the attention towards your best players always comes to a highlight. If one guy doesn't have goals for 2 or 3 games, no different than McDavid and Edmonton with his start to the playoffs. It's that time of year. I think if you look at the game and you break it down, he had an unbelievable chance in the third period where, Krebs fed him cross crease and didn't finish. If that goes, you're probably not asking me this question today. But it didn't go in. So, I mean, we know our best players, we're depending on them to be difference makers. But the cool thing about our team all year long has been that, if the top guys weren't producing for a few games, we had other guys that were, whether it was our defense, whether it was Carrick, whether it was Melanstein, guys like that were helping us win hockey games. And it's really what our team has been about the whole year.
Lindy, we've talked a lot about Owen and how this is his best season. I mean, points-wise it wasn't, but I mean, if he keeps doing what he's been doing, will points and stuff like that eventually come? I think, we've seen it so far through the first 5 games here that, he's producing offensively too.
Yeah, I really feel that he's elevated his game. His game has gone the right direction from the start of the year till now. I think you can look at points sometimes when you're not heavily involved in the power play. Always feel that power play guy, if he's there, he's going to get, probably 15 points just passing the puck to the flank, and the flank shoots it, somebody puts a rebound in. So there's some kind of automatic points, and when you're not on that part of the game, it's, you're going to miss out on some of those points. But if I look at his 5-on-5 play right now, it's in a real good place. I thought last game there was a couple opportunities where he just missed out on delivering and creating better opportunities when he had the puck up top. But when you look at his game in a whole, it's in a good place.
All season you've really been preaching the one game at a time thing. Is having that standard helpful for the guys and sort of shaking off the emotional swings from Game 5, almost winning and then having to go back on the road now? Yeah,
I think the thing our players haven't gone through is those emotional swings that, obviously happen in a playoff series where, you get into overtime and it's the person that finishes that great opportunity, and sometimes not even a great opportunity, they're going to be real high. The team that loses, you're going to, you're feeling down for a bit. You put that behind you. We have to embrace the opportunity we got in front of us. And it's about tomorrow's game, being ready to play, being ready to improve in a couple areas, and going out and winning a hockey game.
Lindy, you get Logan Stanley from Winnipeg. He and Timmins had never played before together. How does that happen where, 2 guys who've never played before get together? I don't know if I'd say immediate chemistry, but they had pretty quick chemistry together. How does that happen when they really don't know that much about each other?
Hey, I usually don't make that big a deal whether you've played together or haven't played together. I think there's a concept you have as a team, and that trust you have with your partner to be in the right place when you're under pressure, when you're breaking pucks out, a little bit of communication in your D zone when when there's a little bit of chaos at times where two guys can sort that out. But I think, that pair has got their game, in a good place where, we're breaking the puck up well, and the reads defensively to kill plays are there.
Lindy, two questions. First, Logan Stanley, will he be available for tomorrow night, or is that still to be evaluated?
That will be evaluated. Obviously didn't skate today. He was worse yesterday, better today. So, but then you're missing a couple days, and you have an 8, and we're going to have to judge where the energy level is too at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And then secondly, what does this team have to do to close out the series tomorrow in Boston, knowing you had an opportunity today? What do you take from Game 5 and go into Game 6 with?
I think it's, again, that there's going to be opportunities inside the game to be a difference maker for a lot of different guys. Just being able to wrap your arms around that opportunity and get it done. And I can't tell you who that person is going to be, because a lot of times it might not be one of your top guys. It might be a net front guy that's tipping a puck. But there's going to be an opportunity inside the game playing our system that you're going to take advantage of, whether it's in the first period, second period, third period. Just be ready to embrace that shift and embrace that opportunity, make the right play at the right time.
You have the group of extras up from Rochester now. I'm curious, when you put a group like that together, how much are you thinking about getting some of those guys just a taste of being around, and how much are you thinking about guys that can, in case of emergency, help you out?
Well, I've always looked at it two ways. It's a great opportunity for those young guys to come up and be part of the experience. With the number of players we have here right now, there's a point where you have too many and you don't want it to be a distraction. I think we've got it pretty well mapped out where they're going to get their workouts. We're going to try to keep our game people separated, but at the same time they're going to be training, they're going to be watching, and we know at any time one of those guys could be a guy that may need to be called on. So it's more than just coming here and watching. There's an opportunity, if the right guy comes out of the lineup, that one of those guys could play.
Lindy, a big picture playoff question. With all these post-whistle scrums that always happen, and you've been a part of them as a coach and as a player, Rod Brindamore proposed maybe having a video review to see who's actually doing what, whether it's embellishing or what have you. Would, at the risk of slowing down the game, but it also might help with actually calling the right penalties. What are your thoughts?
Well, just not a huge fan of another video review. And then you have to decide whether there's embellishment. Then you're going to have to decide if a glove in the face is the warrant for what started it, or did one guy hit one guy a little bit harder than the other guy, and what started the whole process. If you're looking to get the right guy, if there is something major happened, I can understand that. But if something major happened, you'd call your major penalty, take a look at it anyways. I don't mind Rod's thinking at all. I just think, boy, now we're going to review something. We start reviewing scrums. I just think players will start taking acting lessons.
It just struck me, you've said the word opportunity so many times actually in the last couple minutes here. Is that the message to the team? This is an opportunity? Is that kind of keeping it very simple? I understand that's a very broad brush.
Well, for sure. We own that opportunity to be here. We trusted what we did the whole year. We trusted the process to get to this point. You got to continue to trust it. And that game in, game out, it's a team the whole year that has won together and lost together. But embrace this moment. And somebody for us is going to be a big time player. I can't tell you who that is, but somebody will.
Have to
do tomorrow to close out the series in Boston?
I think first and foremost, have a really good start. I think we have to come out and have a high level of compete and get to our game early.
That's really the next evolution of this team and its growth. You've got the experience of being in a closeout game, and you just fell short. What do you think this team has learned? After what happened on Tuesday.
We got to make sure we bury our opportunities. We got to make sure we come out and I think our compete could have been a little higher. Our battle could have been a little bit better. I thought we gave ourselves chances to win that game. I thought Lizzie was incredible for us and gave us a lot of chances to try to win that game, but we fell short, and we just got to be a little bit better in all areas.
You guys won both games in Boston. I know you just mentioned the fast start, but what else do you feel like your team did in both of those wins that you guys are just going to try to get back to for Game 6?
Just play with a little bit more speed. Win some more puck battles, honestly. I think that's what it comes down to is who exerts their will the best. And, like I said, I think we fell short a little bit on that last game, but hopefully have a really strong Game 6.
Trip to Boston, got to spend a lot of time together. Let me just say, the road, we almost had fewer distractions. What were those kind of in between?
A couple team dinners. We had a lot of guys playing ping pong, poker, Xbox, darts. We had a great setup there. Recovery rooms, everything. So just a lot of spending time together, hanging out, watching other hockey games. Like I said, a couple team dinners, and you just want to limit those distractions. You just want to be together, and I think it forces your team to be closer. And we had 2 good games in Boston now, and just hoping for another one.
Who's the best ping pong player on the team?
I think Pearson's got the table right now. I think he's hard to knock off, especially if he plays a few games. He gets nice and warm. It's really tough to jump in there. I haven't played. I've only played Tomer twice in a couple close games. But honestly, from what I've heard, it's Pearson. A couple other guys talking some big games that have fallen short. But
There's something about that kind of downtime, togetherness that takes some of the there's all this mystique about going on the road in the playoffs, but it seems like maybe that kind of relaxed you guys a little bit and allowed you to just kind of lock it.
Yeah, you just lock it down. Really, you just most spend a lot of time at the hotel, the rink. Not really doing much else besides that. Just being together and hanging out and enjoying it. I mean, that's some of my fondest moments of my earlier playoff runs is just hanging out at the hotel, being with the guys. Even the bubble was pretty cool. I mean, there wasn't that much to do, but you're around the guys all the time, playing video games with them, playing cards, just hanging out. It's a lot of fun.
Alex, when Josh got hurt, Noah comes in. Now Noah gets hurt, and Josh comes back. When Josh is playing to his best ability, what does he bring to your team?
A lot of everything. He's a high hockey IQ guy, just like Noah is. He's got an incredible playmaking ability and a really good shot. I think his speed up the middle, I think, gives teams fits. He does a little bit of everything, and it's going to help us. It's going to go a long way.
Alex, how do you guys balance the calm, knowing that you guys have won Boston before, you guys can win there again, with also the urgency to maybe not let this go to a game 7?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we let it. Like I said, I thought we let it slip away last game. Leaves a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth, and just makes you a little hungrier. Makes you want it more, and I think it all comes down to that first period. Having a really good first period, and then just battling from there on out.
How much have you missed these games? Now that you've got the taste of it again, it seems like you're kind of embracing it.
Oh yeah, I love it. This is what I think of when I think of hockey. There's nothing better, honestly. I think the whole world knows it too. I mean, it's everyone is they're giving everything they have, sacrificing their bodies, minds, just everything. You're just going out there and giving her.
You kind of have to embrace too, you get the taste of overtime, like Alex already said. It's the worst feeling in the world losing in overtime, but you almost have to embrace the back and forth kind of gut-wrenching nature of the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, you can't beat it. It's exciting. You can battle his nerves and squeak out a win like that. I mean, it's huge. It builds a lot of confidence for your group, but yeah, I mean, they got one on us there. I even thought that first game could have went in overtime if Samuel didn't want to be the hero there. So you're ready for any of those. So you just kind of you go with the flow of it, and happened to not go our way last time, but just got to jump right back on the horse and get ready to go.
Yeah, I think we just like to get on the road.
I know you haven't been a part of it in the last couple of games, but you've seen it, that the power play seems to maybe have turned the corner, and I've seen some better power plays. What have you seen now that maybe in the improvement in the power play that's making it maybe start to get going?
Probably just better puck movement, quicker decisions, attacking, not, letting them get set up. So I think just, having an attack mindset and, just making your best play, and I think the guys have done a good job lately.
All year long, you guys have been able to, hey, you get a loss, you put it behind you, and you move on to the next game. How have you gotten good at that? Is it maturity maybe that you guys can just learn from a loss and then get yourselves ready for the next game and not let it build?
Yeah, I mean, especially now, there's no time to dwell on the past game, and even the last shift, if it was a bad shift, you got to get over it and move on. And I think everyone's different, but I think we've done a great job responding, whether it's a good game or a bad game. It doesn't matter. If you play a great game, you got to move on. If you play a bad game, you got to move on.
This is your first taste of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Have there been any surprises that you've seen, or has it gone pretty much the way you thought it would?
No, not really. I mean, it's just fast, physical hockey. A lot of fun, and a lot of momentum swings too. Obviously, I knew it was going to be intense, and it is. So as expected.
How do you like to attack the game with Benny and Dylan?
How do I like to what?
How do you like to attack the game with those guys on the ice?
Attack the game.
How do you approach having them on each side?
I mean, I don't change my game because I'm with them. That's what you're asking?
Yeah, I was wondering if there's a way to better approach how good offense works than having two guys like that to go after you.
I don't really know what your question is, but I think we just gel well together. We all play well. I think we're north-south players, and Benny has some east-west in him, and they both got great sticks and pick a lot of pucks off, and somehow I just feel like they come up with a lot of pucks too. And when you play with guys like that, you have the puck more, and you're able to create more and have more offense. So I think it just gels.
Josh, what does this team take from Game 5, a series clinching scenario, and apply to Game 6 to try to clinch again?
I mean, the mindset isn't any different. You're going to try and close out the game. They tried to close it out last game, and we had some great looks, and their goalie made a couple of good saves, and that's just how it goes. It's a game of inches, and they were able to take that one, but the mindset doesn't change. We tried to close the last one out, and we're going to try to close this one out.
Josh, I remember after the Olympic break in the press conference, you said something, I'm paraphrasing, about how it was going to be the most important stretch of your hockey career, the most important games you were going to play. And when you think about the last couple of months and you think about this, what have the emotions been these last few months? And then how have you responded to them up to this point?
Obviously, those were really important. I think what I said was those are the most important, meaningful games I've played in. Not having been in that spot before, and being close to the playoffs. So I was excited to just have the opportunity to play in those games, knowing that we were probably going to be in a good spot after the season was over. And at the same time, you just go out and play your game and enjoy the opportunity and make the most of it. And I thought I played some of my best hockey of the year, probably the last 10 or 12 games. And, it's just exciting to be a part of, and, don't want to have any regrets.
Did it live up to the expectation?
The end of the season or the playoffs?
End of the season and then your first taste of playoffs a couple of years ago.
I would say so. Yeah, it was. It's been a hell of a ride just the whole year, and the journey's been a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about. So,
The
Thank you, Josh.
Playoffs, you're not going to get as many opportunities and as many looks. Just everyone's so dialed in defensively, and making sure they're taking time and space away. It's a lot harder to get shots off, get to the net, and you just got to find ways. Thought I've had some really good looks, and just got to capitalize when you get the chance. That being said, though, it's you can't think about it and let that affect your next shift. But I think away from the puck, physically, defensively, there's ways to impact the game. And I feel like all of us have been doing a really good job of that, and I'm not too concerned. But yeah, it would be nice to find the back of the net.
What has the adjustment been like in terms of just not having the kind of open ice you knew coming into the series? Like you said, it was going to be that way, but what has it been like actually seeing it play out that way?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, it's fun. I like a challenge. I think everyone in the room wants to play in games that are hard and games that you got to fight through and compete and get gritty and get around the net. I think that's the way you're going to score goals in playoffs. They're not going to be typically wide open in the slot shooting it. You got to find ways to beat guys back to the net and get loose or get lost in behind coverage, and feel like as a group we've been doing a pretty good job of that. It's just sometimes the puck doesn't bounce their way, and you got to remember they got a good goalie too, so he's doing his job, and we just got to find a way to put it in.
Are the blocks you had last game a product of just it's a bit of a different game? You got to adjust, come playoff time, I guess.
Well, I think everyone's got to do everything that's going to help you win. I think those are the little things that stack up over the game, and blocking shots, hits. I think all the little things that don't show up on the stat sheet, or maybe that aren't pretty to the fans. Those little 50-50 puck battles and defensive box outs, just stuff like that your teammates know make a difference, and the team you're playing against, it makes it hard on them.
Tage, what does your team take from Game 5, a clinching scenario, and apply to Game 6, another clinching scenario for this team?
Just not to panic. I mean, we're in a good spot, and I've liked our game. Obviously, it didn't go our way the other night, and very easily could have been on the other side of that. And we had plenty of chances to score and take a lead, and even overtime we had some looks. So it's one of those games where just kind of a toss-up and could have gone either way. So you can't really let that affect you mentally, and just got to get ready to play another game. Got another great opportunity ahead in the series going into Boston, and chance to close it out.
How much are you relishing this challenge, this opportunity? You can almost hear it in your voice that you love the challenge of all of this.
Yeah, this is fun. This is the kind of hockey everyone wants to play. When something's on the line, and when you got to show up and make a play to help your team win. And I think we got the guys in the room that are those guys, and I have full confidence in this group, and I know everyone else does.
You've sat a long time previous years watching this on TV. What's it like to, people are watching you now, you're actually in the battle?
Yeah, it feels great. That's what it's all about. Big games, I've been fortunate enough to play in some big games and come out on the right side, and once you get that taste of winning, it's a drug. It's all you want, and I think being out of it for so long, finally being here, just really makes you hungry to see how far you can go.
The Bruins were one of the best teams on home ice in the regular season, and then you guys were able to go and take 2 games there. What was it about your game that led to that success, and how do you mimic that or replicate that again tomorrow?
I think our speed. They're a team that plays really hard defensively. They don't give up many opportunities. It's really hard to find offense against them, and I think for us the best way to get offense is playing from below the goal line. Their neutral zone's pretty tough to get through, and that's where they look for their offense, is making turnovers in the neutral zone and transitioning the other way. So I think a big thing for us was being disciplined, staying out of the box, making sure we're not giving them any power plays, and just using our speed down low, cutbacks, try to take it to the net and get traffic in front of Swayman. So thought we've done a great job, all series.